Hi, I'm David J. Byron, President of the Michigan Design Council, and I'm excited to announce this year's 2026 MPrize Challenge Furniture. Furniture is something that everybody experiences. Everyone's used it, everyone is familiar with it, and now you, students across Michigan, have the opportunity to design the future of furniture. Michigan is actually really well known for furniture. Yes, we are home of the Motor City and known for automotive design. But because of people like Charles and Ray Eames, Herman Miller, Knoll, companies like Steelcase, Michigan is globally known as the Center for Furniture Design. So, what we want you to do this year for this challenge is to identify a person or a group of people that face a challenge or are looking for a new experience, and then identify a use case, whether it be in your classroom or in somebody's home or an outdoor space like a park or even a stadium. Match a person and a use case and create the future of furniture design. So, what is the Michigan Design Prize? Oftentimes, people ask us about where did this challenge come from? This is an annual challenge and we use it to talk about industrial design. This challenge is linked to Michigan and broader societal issues. So we want you to think about Michigan as you're designing this. Pick a place, pick a scenario, pick a use case as you are thinking of your ideas. And how does this better the lives of people in Michigan? This is an opportunity for you to create a real world solution and tackle something that we, as pros in the industry, tackle just like you're going to. Through the MPrize, there are 12 finalists that are selected. There's 3 finalists in each of these 4 age groups. So just so you know, as you are competing in this, if you are in K through 2, you are competing against other K through 2 students to be selected throughout the state. This allows you to be critiqued and judged by the finalists that look across the state in your own age group. So for everyone that's entering, I want you to know how the finalists are selected. You're selected on the quality of your idea. The judging criteria is looking at things like creativity. How original is your idea? The significance means, is it meaningful or relevant to this topic? Is it actually improving people's lives? And does it hit on a point related to Michigan? We also want to look at the quality of your idea. Did you do research? Did you think about other people? Did you identify a real problem or an opportunity? And critically think about how your problem is being solved by your design. And then is there value to impact the industry or economy or society in general by your idea? So if you go to our website and you look at the submission portal, entries are going to be due this year by February 20th, 2026. This gives us enough time after the 20th for all the judges to gather all of the entries across the state, review them, select them, and begin our mentorship process. You can learn more about that on our website. But the mentorship process is where we bring each of those 12 student finalists together with a professional designer in the state of Michigan and one College for Creative Studies design student. There's a really cool activity we do where we bring all 3 groups together and we have a big design workshop collaboration down at CCS, which is a design college located in Detroit. And we've been doing this there at their campus for many years now. And so we have a big design workshop, and that's where the pros, the college students, and the K through 12 student finalists get to meet each other, discuss their winning ideas, and then the pros and the CCS students go off and they do a design evolution process, taking the student's design idea and creating professional level rendering of it. And what's really cool is that rendering then is kept secret, and the 12 finalists don't get to see their idea presented until the awards ceremony in June. So let's come back to the topic here, designing furniture. When thinking of ideas, I want you guys to think about the materials that are being used and the environment that that's happening in. If this is an outdoor furniture idea, then those materials need to be appropriate for the outdoor. Describe that in your written entry, but also in the sketches and the prototypes you're making. You can design just one piece of furniture. So it could be a single chair, but it could also be a group of products that work together in a system. Think about, like I said, an outdoor park or a home office space that has multiple pieces working together. So it can be a single object, can be a system. You can also think about, multiple use cases, furniture that does two things. If I take it from one location and I move it to another, does that furniture transform? How does it function? Does it have a mechanical advantage that allows it to do two different things? So a lot of things that can be very simple, very beautiful, very material centered. Also, you have to think about comfort, but also function. Furniture is something that's amazing because it has to look beautiful. We have to want to engage in it. We have to want to touch it or sit on it or have a meal around a beautiful dining room table. But it also has to be functional, and that really pushes the envelope on things that we use furniture for in classrooms or offices or stadiums. So think about furniture from the function and the form as they're both beautiful. And then think about the sustainability of how it's made, what those materials are, and what that second life is for the furniture after someone's done using it. What is that recyclability, that circular design element of it? So these are the questions that everyone's going to answer. The first five, everyone from kindergarten all the way up through 12th grade answers the first five questions. Who is your design for, and what are their needs? How does your design work and meet the needs of that person using it? You have to really understand the need first, but then how does your design meet that need? Really think about articulating in your written statement how your design actually makes an impact. And then what is unique about your design? What's that wow factor? Explain it to us. Sometimes we can see it in the sketches or the design, but we want to know as a student, what do you think is just super cool about your idea? What makes it look beautiful? And how is that creating positive feelings for the people that are going to experience your idea? And in a few sentences, number five, we just need a quick description overall. So that way we can just quickly understand your idea from your point of view. For middle school and high school students, you have three additional questions to answer because your designs need to elevate to a higher level. And we want to understand as you're working through an Eng Tech or a STEM or STEAM program, a little bit more detail about the software that you're using or the prototype process, the tools that you're using to develop your design idea. If your design were to be produced, we want you to think about the materials it would be designed out of. How would you make it? Question number 8, what's the manufacturing process? Especially for high school students, you're looking at production factors. Would this be molded? Would this be 3D printed? Would there be cut or formed wood or different plastics? So understanding that manufacturing process as well, describe that for us. So these are the questions you'll be answering, and as well you can put your photos of your prototype, renderings of your CAD models, however you are expressing your design. But again, I want to reiterate, the 12 finalists in the whole state will be selected on the quality of the idea, not the quality of your sketches or renderings. They really help us understand your idea, and we love to see really good quality hand-drawn work, but the idea is what takes you to the top. So I do have to say thank you to College for Creative Studies. If you are one of those 12, like I said, you'll come down to a workshop on campus, and this is where we host the ceremony. I went to the College for Creative Studies, so I graduated there. I think it is a fantastic design school, and we have some other amazing industrial design colleges in Michigan as well for you to look at. And if you want to see some examples of finalists in the past and what their work looked like after they did their partnership with their mentor, you can go to our website and there's a drop down there that has multiple years of past winners, and you can click on it. You can see the example. You can see what schools they're from. Maybe they're from your school right now. So check those out. That'll give you a good idea of the type of work, the type of descriptions that people are putting in that have made it to the top 12 in the past. So I just want to tell you a little bit more about the Michigan Design Council. And why do we run the M Prize every year? It means so much to us, and the council exists to establish Michigan as the destination for industrial design. Industrial design is the intersection of art and science, art and technology, form and function. I have a bachelor's of fine art. Many people think that to be a designer, you have to be an engineer, and engineers are fantastic. But industrial design is the art of creating the product, creating the solution, visualizing it, imagining it, drawing it. But then the industrial side of it is figuring out how do you make that idea in production. So it has to be emotionally satisfying. It has to create a new experience, but it also has to work and it has to be able to be produced. And that's where we work often with engineers to figure out how to produce a functional design. But industrial design is something that is really a passion of ours as a council to help everyone in the state understand this is a career path that I love. And it's an opportunity for every student in Michigan to understand this could be a career for you in the future. Michigan has more industrial designers than any other state in the country. Even a state like California that has many more people than the state of Michigan, we have more designers in our state than even in California. So just understanding a little bit of my past and how I ended up here in Michigan, that's me as a kid there. And I always wanted to be a designer. I didn't know what that meant though. As I was in elementary school, I didn't know what that took. And as I was getting into high school, I lived on the East Coast. I didn't grow up in Michigan. And I found a book actually that talked about industrial design, and the author of the book said to look at the College for Creative Studies. And that's me there during my college years, finishing my senior thesis. I was doing a design for General Motors, and I came to Michigan to be a designer, and I've stayed here for 25 years. I've been here, working, living as a designer, and I love industrial design. And there's me on the right there presenting a design once at a show where we actually designed a car that could walk with robotic legs. So I'm super passionate about it. I hope everyone here falls in love with design. And even if you don't end up wanting to become a designer, the things that you will learn through design can help you solve problems, understand people's emotions, put yourself in other shoes. No matter what, you're always going to be solving problems through life. So design is something that you can learn skills and apply them no matter what your career choice is in the future. So a couple of highlights here by living and working as a designer in Michigan is that I got to design this car, the Saleen S5S Raptor supercar. It was only one built. This was in 2008, and it was a show car that was debuted at the auto show. I've also been able to design sports equipment. This is the Warrior Crown 360. It was worn by a lot of Red Wings and players all over the National Hockey League. It is still actually used in the NHL right now. If you watch a hockey game, you'll see players with the W on, and that was a really fun project for me to lead. And as well, I've done cars that not only just drive on the street like a regular car, but that have robotic legs. This is called the Hyundai Elevate, and it is an ultimate mobility vehicle, and we mixed robotics and science with a vehicle that could go anywhere on Earth. So it's a CAD rendering, animated up on the top, and then on the bottom you can see this is actually a walking prototype that the engineers on our team figured out how to actually make it move and walk. If you want to learn a little bit more about this career, there is a great documentary on our website. So go to michigandesignCouncil.org and click on the State of Design. There's a half-hour documentary there, and it goes through the lives of these three awesome designers right here. There's a clay modeler, there's a design educator, and there's an industrial designer. And it goes through their story and why they love to be a designer and do it in Michigan. So we also have a bunch of educators across Michigan that are design education ambassadors and part of our design council. And these educators there, you can find more information. You can find bios on all of them on our website. Because if you're a teacher bringing the M Prize into your classroom and you want to get help from other design educators on how they bring this into their classroom, feel free to reach out to me, reach out to any of these design ambassadors, and Let's spread the design prize throughout your school, throughout your district, because the more kids that know about design, the more engaged they're going to be in these project-based learning activities. So again, David Byron here. I'm the president of the Design Council. Jeff DeBoer is our chairman, and you might hear or speak with Chrissy Terzakian. She's our admin and helps us get all of the designs collected and the finalists connected. So if you don't hear from me or Chrissy and you have any questions, reach out anytime. I'm really excited to see what you guys put together. So good luck. I can't wait to see what everybody does for the 2026 M Prize Designing Furniture.